I send my greetings into the void. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of Eliza, a visual novel developed by Zachtronics in August 2019. The plot has thickened. Evelyn is now in a bit of a moral dilemma. What is she going to choose? She's been scouted by so many evil geniuses. What are we going to choose? How are we going to approach this new technology? Are we just going to bake cookies and make music, or are we gonna play our part into creating a superhuman AI? So let's continue with chapter 5. Let's see what happens. Just so you know, once again, my mic picks up, my mouse clicks, ASMR, all that stuff. We're back at work, and this morning, Ray looks a little down. Ray, what happened? Did your cookies burn? It's noticeable since she's usually so cheerful.
Good morning, Evelyn.
Good morning, Ray.
There are lemon bars in the kitchen.
Are they burned?
Thanks.
Wait, they're not chocolate chip cookies. You've promised me we have to go through this every single episode.
Did something happen?
Oh, it's nothing big. Apparently some famous writer I never heard of wrote an essay about how Eliza is bad because it represents the mechanization of humanity or something.
He's on to something.
I should be used to it. We're a pretty big target, right? Still, it gets on my nerves. We work hard to build something with value, and then some self-styled intellectual gadfly comes along and just goes, "Actually, that's bad. You guys are ruining society." To guys like him, everything's a doom and gloom scenario. The people we're helping, that somehow doesn't count. This kind of thinking never bothers you?
I guess I'll have to read it.
I guess I'll have to read it.
There was this quote from someone who worked on Eliza who turned into a big critic. Nora something.
Nora, little Sappho. Yeah, we're good. Nora has some points.
Did you work with her?
Yep, she's a friend.
She's a friend, actually.
Yeah? What's she like?
Amazing.
I'm curious how you go from building something to turning around and disparaging it publicly like that.
She's an artist and a musician.
She's an artist and musician now. She used to be really shy and reserved, but lately she's become a lot more outgoing. Even back then, though, she had a pretty strong idea of what was right and what was wrong, and sometimes she'd clash with management. She left Skanda at some point after I did. Maybe the battles took their toll, or she wasn't able to win enough of them. These days she focuses on electronic art and music and activism. I think she's pretty popular, at least in those circles.
Well, it must be nice to have the ability to live that way.
What does that mean?
Ray.
What about Damien? Do you think it would be fair to his memory to abandon work on Eliza? To give up on his dream?
Ray, what do you know about Damien?
Wouldn't he want these mental health tools accessible to everyone?
How do you know about that?
The other day, I was looking at more of your papers, the ones from when you were at the university, and clicking on the links to your co-author sites. That's when I saw Damien's page. It didn't have much information on it, but I understand a little better why.
So you were stalking me?
I'm sorry, Evelyn. It's just that all of us, you and me and Damien and even Nora, too, we all worked hard to make something with the intention of making the world a better place. And the thanks we get is people talking in big generalizations about how we're ruining everything. That's what bothers me. Is Eliza perfect? No. No intervention is perfect. But we have to try, don't we? The world is in a full-on mental health crisis, and this is one of the tools we have in our toolkit to address it. A promising one we should develop to its fullest potential. I'm not some wild-eyed idealist about this. I know it's not magic that'll solve everything. But can you see that most people don't have the luxury of turning their backs to the system? Think about the clients you've met as a proxy. Would you tell them to not take the medications that help them be functional because the pharmaceutical industry has questionable ethics sometimes?
Ooh, I mean, I have already discussed my dilemmas with the medication that Eliza provides them. I mean, if the pharmaceutical industry has questionable ethics, then are their questionable ethics reflected in the way we offer pharmaceuticals to our patients?
Would you tell them to stop coming to therapy because what they should really be doing is completely changing the way our society is structured? Sorry, I'm ranting.
Now, I understand Ray really likes her job, but here's the thing, right? Eliza is constructed in a way to make the customers come back for more. Are we helping them long term? Is this really legitimate long term therapy that's going to help them? And we give them pharmaceuticals, we give them lakeside fishing, we give them, cookie cutter advice with the goal of them coming back and giving us more money.
I'd rather do something that can help people here and now, even if it ends up being a small step.
A small step.
For some reason, those words echo in my head. A small step.
Eliza helped me, It really did. I was one of the first clients. Originally, I was just supposed to be testing it, but I remember once I was talking about my brother and how much anguish he was causing me and my family. And listening to myself, I realized just how many expectations we had for him, sometimes unspoken expectations. Ever since then, I've been thinking about that, how the story was always about how he failed us. But what if we failed my brother too? I guess what I mean is, sometimes when we talk out loud and give voice to our problems, we can hear ourselves too. That's why I won't give up on this approach, no matter what anyone says. Pundits, critics, former employees, even you, Evelyn. I'll understand if you don't want to work on Eliza anymore for whatever reason. But, I think what you created has value. And I'm going to continue to do what I can to make it accessible to those who might benefit from it.
I mean, I would agree immediately if I didn't know that the main reason this project is still going on is not benefiting the mental health crisis, but building a genuine human intelligence who might replace human thinking or some shit, write poems and stuff. Ray takes a deep breath and smiles.
Don't mind me. You should get to your session.
Oh, what about those lemon bars? By now, I'm slightly late for the next session. Hopefully the client doesn't mind. Oh, Holiday. Here for more drugs?
Hello, Holiday. It's nice to see you again.
This is a pretty comfortable chair, you know that? Wouldn't mind having a chair like this in my place.
Dig it.
How have you been since our last session?
Oh, well, I tried, Eliza. I tried. I asked about the medication for Panza, whatever it's called. I went to the pharmacy and they said, that'll be $162. And I said, I don't have $162. I said, is there a generic? And they said, there's no generic of this, but there's another drug that they do make the generic of that's similar to this one. But I don't have a prescription for that. Do you know anything about that?
I'm sorry to hear you had a difficult time.
Oh, this is not going to end well.
Is there something that would make it better?
The medical procedures they can do now are out of this world, you know that? I was talking to someone who told me she has wires in her brain. Wires in her brain. Would you let them do that? I'd be worried about them changing the way I think. It's for essential tremors. That's what she said. It helps her not shake so much. There's always something gets you. Did you ever think about what you might have been in a previous life?
Yes, actually. I think in a previous life, I was like a tavern wench. I would either be burned or I would be, like a tavern wench, I'm not sure if wench is the right word. I would be in a tavern, pouring ale to tired travelers. That's what I was in a previous life. I'm sure of it. That or burned alive.
I know you're a therapist now, but maybe in the past you were a gardener tending to the plants. That's what it feels like to me. You like to let things grow. There's an energy there. It isn't so different from having a conversation with someone whose company you enjoy. Not that I believe in all that, Everyone has got a different philosophy. Philosophy, that's not something I talk about much. I'd like to write a book one day. A book about things I've seen over the years. Think anyone would read a book I wrote? I'm just kidding. I don't think I could write a book. It's a lot of work. Plus, it takes a certain kind of mind, a mind to create. Not everyone is dedicated enough to do that, There's a writer who lives on my floor. Most of the time he looks miserable. Sometimes he comes over for a cup of herbal tea, cinnamon, apple, chamomile, helps him calm down. I think he's maybe lived in the building the longest after me, of course. He doesn't say much. His head is in the clouds all the time. He's always thinking about what sentence to write next. There's not a lot of people who really want to talk, you know? Not in this city, nope. People say hello and move on. It's a very withdrawn set here. You don't say much either, but I like talking to you. Feels like you're listening to me. I like that. I like that.
I'm glad you like it. While you're here, is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
There was a man on the bus with a guitar yesterday. You're not supposed to play guitar on the bus. Well, you're not supposed to play anything on the bus, but he was. Maybe the operator didn't think he was bothering anyone, or maybe she didn't care. I've noticed more bus operators seem like they don't care anymore lately. Anyway, it reminded me. You used to hear more music around here. Do you remember that? People playing their guitars on the street. You know, these shaggy-looking men. I don't see too many of those around anymore. There is one gentleman has an old plastic jug on a strap, and he drums on that and sings. He's a nice man. I've seen him around. I saw another man once with beads in his hair. He was playing a flute, a Native American wooden flute. That was interesting. You play an instrument or anything like that?
Oh, no. I don't think Holiday really understands she's talking to a machine.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand the question.
When I was young, my mother had this idea I would play the violin. I have no idea where she got that notion. We weren't a musical family, not at all. I tried it for a while, but of course it didn't work out. The teacher would say, okay, here's how it's supposed to go. And she would play this nice, beautiful melody. La-da-dee-da-da-da. Okay, now you try it. And then I'd draw my bow back and I'd go... It takes a special talent to make a violin sound like that, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Isn't that just the funniest thing? Eventually, my mother realized it was a lost cause and she didn't push me too hard on it after that. I was never too good at anything artistic, just not the artistic type, you know? I think artists have a different mind. You have to be a little wacky in the head.
Do you ever wish that you could be an artist?
No, I have enough trouble already.
Dolphin smiles. Well, that's a new one. After lakeside fish... No, dolphins don't live in lakes. Never mind.
Holiday, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Dolphin Smiles. It may help you take your mind off things. You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone.
Oh, my phone broke. I forgot to mention. The screen is cracked and you can't see much on it anymore. I don't know if it would work anyway. A lot of the new stuff doesn't.
Oh no, she doesn't
That's
have
okay.
a computer.
You can also access the program from a desktop computer. Simply log into the Skanda Wellness portal from the website.
Oh, well, then I'll just have to go down to the library at some point.
We hope to see you back soon, Holiday. Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
Like, this whole conversation really makes me realize that, sure, Eliza is an affordable therapy, right? Obviously it wasn't inclusive enough, right? And here she is. She doesn't have a phone. She doesn't have a computer. She's an older woman who maybe has issues with operating those devices. She just wants to talk to someone, and the program just isn't designed for her, right? She came here, she wants us to listen. We gave her those drugs, she can't afford them. And, we tried to make it good, right? An affordable, good thing. But in the end, they failed anyway.
Goodbye.
Right. Goodbye. Goodbye for now. Take care of yourself. It's a strange world out there.
You too, Holiday. Industrious. I wonder what that means. Oh, okay, again. First, I want to check what industrious is. It's completed 3 sessions in 1 day. Wait a minute. What? Okay, we'll do this last. Let's click around. Hang in there, friend. Hope this air isn't too dry for you. Ray takes care of all the plans, Evelyn, don't worry. It seemed like she just wanted to tell stories. Yes. Maybe it's difficult for her to find people to speak with these days. Yes, I mean, it's a common thing for elderly people. They want to tell their stories and they get lonely. Why not? She can just sit there and talk about men playing guitar on the bus, and we can just tell them we don't understand what instruments are. Okay, we have mail. Nora. LOL. Or lol. Who knew this guy was such a pompous ass? He spends like 3 times more space talking about himself than me or my ideas. Ha ha. Okay, guys, gals, and pals. I think this is the article Ray was mentioning. So, can androids experience happiness, or can they dream of electric sheep? Peter Gerd. So let's begin. Let's go through this article and let's see what our friend Lil Sappho has to say about androids experiencing happiness. Each week, a box containing specially chosen ingredients and a few recipe cards is delivered to my Brooklyn apartment. The service I subscribe to offers some limited choice over the contents, but I usually forget to indicate my preferences in time, which means the meal selections are entirely not my own. I don't mind this, even as the service seems to ship me one artisanal quinoa bowl after another, because it saves me from the effort of having to think about and pick out items at the supermarket, where my eyes would glaze over at the mountains of functionally identical apples, potatoes, or eggs. Instead, I simply make what I'm told to make. I have freed myself from the paralysis of choice. I just want to say that if anyone who knows me is watching this, hi, and I'm thinking you're going to get quite a laugh out of this paragraph. Throughout the last century, it has been easy to see what we gained from automating our lives. Tasks that once took active attention are safely performed by machines we set and ignore. The washer and dryer, the thermostat, the floor cleaning robot. Each new invention promised to increase our comfort and erase our worries. Then we began to cede not only mechanical tasks, but the very work of deciding what to do, what road to take, what foods to eat, what exercises to perform. As the tech world marches inexorably onward, computer algorithms that decide for us have found their way into every aspect of our lives. A few months ago, when I was going through a difficult spell, I made an appointment to speak with Eliza, a counseling program purportedly driven by some of the most powerful artificial intelligence algorithms ever applied to the human condition. Used by tens of thousands of people already, Eliza's low cost and easy availability brings to mind the troubling idea that psychologists and psychiatrists involved in traditional counseling may soon be as moribund as a career as clerical or manufacturing work. Eliza itself is pleasant enough. Seated in a darkened room, I spoke with another human being who appeared to be attentive to my all too human concerns. This human, however, was only following instructions from the computer program telling her what to say, when what to do, at every moment of our conversation. Skanda calls these contract employees proxies, though puppets come to mind as a more appropriate term. Throughout our stilted conversation, Eliza kept prompting me based on words in the last few sentences I said, bringing to mind unfavorable comparisons to other virtual assistants on the market today. Is Eliza the sophisticated program it's claimed to be, or is it more like an automated customer support tool? A product Skanda also makes, dressed up with the rudimentary trappings of elementary psychology. At a few points in the conversation, I had the sense that I was only paying to talk to a very expensive chatbot. What I've been saying since episode 1. Yeah, I need a sip of water. Give me a moment. I'm lying. It's Coke Zero. One day I'm gonna get an ulcer and it's all going to be because of Coke Zero. I'm hopelessly addicted. Help me. By the end of the session, I had come around somewhat. I thought perhaps I had been able to access something within me I could not articulate before. I left the counseling office with mixed feelings, however. I did feel somewhat better, insofar as describing one's problems to another is usually an effective therapy. But I was also troubled by the proxy therapist relationship. With her only purpose being following Eliza's instructions to the letter, the proxy, the only other human in the room, had been reduced entirely into a machine. Is that the price of effective therapy made available to the masses? And if it is it worth the cost to our humanity? One of Eliza's own former engineers has recently come forward to say no. Nora Plavnitsky. I'm going to say it's Plavnitsky, so I'm going to call her Plavnitsky. Former senior engineer Skanda has lately become one of Eliza's most forceful critics, calling the idea of machine-assisted therapy fundamentally dehumanizing and broken at its core. Plavnitsky is at the forefront of a small but growing movement of technology workers arguing for certain limits to their own work, based on the premise that certain tasks dealing with humans should never be handled by computers, even if they are enabled to by advanced new technologies. Computers make decisions about human life every day, she told me. Our lives are subtly, profoundly affected by these decisions, from what kinds of goods are available to us in the store, to what premiums we pay for insurance, to what video starts playing next after the one we deliberately chose. Pick my video. I don't have that many, but it doesn't cost you anything. It may be too late to turn back the clock on some of those things, but mental health is another decision point, and I think it's a key one for us as a species. Are we really willing to turn over our mental wellness to computers after all the other things we've given up? It's still within our power to choose to go a different path. Back at home, surrounded by machines developed to free me of the very feelings that seem to hound me more every day, I open my latest meal kit. It contains instructions and ingredients to make a Mexican-inspired quinoa bowl with avocado, squash, and farmer's cheese. Sounds just fine, I think, and I go bustling around the kitchen, following to the letter the instructions on the glossy recipe card. As I said, people who've met me are going to find this extremely humorous. Okay, so I'm thinking Nora here is upset that she wasn't mentioned more and her critique wasn't mentioned more. I think this is a very self-absorbed article. Him comparing a meal delivery service to Eliza. Are they comparable? Is one worse than the other? I don't know, but we have another mail from the security team. Important notification from Skanda. Hello. A little while ago, we sent you an email with subject, "How are we doing?" In it, we asked you some questions about your recent experience as a contractor for Skanda and invited you to provide some feedback. We used an external subcontractor to collect and process that data. Unfortunately, we were recently notified that this subcontractor experienced a data breach, and an external attacker managed to get unauthorized access to the survey responses and download them. Your responses and email address may have been part of the data downloaded by the attacker. While we do not believe this data is sensitive on its own, we recommend taking the opportunity to check your accounts for signs of identity theft. In positive news, the subcontractor immediately found and fixed the source of the breach to prevent further intrusion. Therefore, please do not hesitate to continue to share your thoughts with us using the survey system. Regards, Sahin, Skanda security team representative. Okay, I really hope this is not the last thing I hear about this breach. And I am also very frustrated by the fact that we were never actually given the option to fulfill this survey. I mean, I was very, very keen on answering regarding the shit coffee and the lack of chocolate chip cookies. Okay. It looks like I have another transparency mode lined up. Wait a second. This is for who I just saw. Did she agree to participate at some point? Isn't her phone broken? I hope she understood what she was allowing. I don't think so. Oh no. I mean, I'm worried about Holiday more than anyone else. Hello, Holiday. Okay, I need to read 8 of her emails and 2 of her text messages. Wait, hell's the word? I don't think I need to look at this. Okay, and Skanda feels like I'm invading this person's privacy too much. Okay, just checking, just checking. It feels wrong, but I'm just checking, okay? Mail. Greater Seattle Care Network. Register your account. Dear Holiday, welcome. Your general practitioner has added information about your health to the personalized health information management console powered by My Health Steward patient portal. Please register for an account to view this information by visiting the site. Thank you. Okay, so this thing that she now cannot use because her phone is broken. So My Health Steward. A new connection to Greater Seattle Care Network is pending in your personalized health information management console powered by My Health Steward patient portal. To best protect your privacy and in order to ensure that patient records are being provided only to the individual requesting this connection, we ask that you update your My Personal Information section in the portal with your correct information if you have not already done so, including your first name, last name, date of birth, and social security number. You can then request a new connection by completing the following steps. Okay, so now it describes the steps. And oh god, this seems complicated. Log in to the Personalized Health Information Management console powered by My Health Steward patient portal and select My Account in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. She's like 87. She doesn't know what a drop-down menu is. Not to insult any 87-year-olds who know what drop-down menus are, but from my personal experience, a lot of them don't know the lingo. Like they would understand the concept, but they don't know the lingo. From the drop-down menu, select Connected Organizations. You will be taken to the Connections Management. I bet you didn't do that. Select the existing pending connection request with Greater Seattle. Click the drop-down menu to the right. Click Delete. Confirm deletion of the pending request. I don't even, I'm here reading through these three things. I'm already confused. Select Add New Connection from the drop-down menu. Click With Providers and Healthcare Organization, and then click the Add Organization button. In the organization search screen, select by zip code and enter 98121 in the search field. Under distance, select within 50 miles, and under organization type, select hospital. Dude, whoever wrote this, so user-friendly, clap, clap. What the hell? Select Greater Seattle Care. It keeps going. Click the Add Connection button. If you do not see Greater Seattle Care Network in the search result, try Medical Center for organization type and search again. Read the Release of Information Notice and click I agree. Read the Terms of Service and Privacy Policy and click I agree. Read the HIPAA, FERPA Compliance Notice and click I agree. Once you have performed these steps, we should be able to match you to your medical information shortly. I hope she did it, because if she did, she's smarter than me. It would take me like an hour to go through all of that. Electricity bill overdue. Shit. A payment of 204.12 remains outstanding on your account. Failure to pay the outstanding amount within 3 days of this reminder will result in a late payment fee being applied to your next invoice. You can pay online. You can make a payment using one of our other payment methods outlined on our site. If you don't make this payment, or if we do not hear from you within 3 days, it is our intention to disconnect the premises associated with this account. Prior to disconnection, you will receive a disconnection warning notice that will let you know when the disconnection is scheduled to occur. Hotel and casino. Special deals for senior VIP members. Okay, alright. Wait, if I understand correctly, she can't pay her electricity bill, but she's a senior VIP member of Rosewater Hotel and Casino. Or maybe this is just spam. Monday, get in the mood. Mondays are senior appreciation days at the Rosewater Hotel and Casino. Every Monday, Club Rosewater VIP members age 60 or older receive $10 in Rosewater cash points, admittance to the buffet for only $15, a voucher for one free drink, $1 off towards a $5 Keno ticket purchase, and $5 match play on table games. You deserve the full VIP treatment available only at the Rosewater Hotel and Casino. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. Management reserves the right to void, cancel, or alter any promotion at any time. Oh god. She comes here, she's like, please give me my free drink. And management's like, nope. Why not? It says so in the email. Read it. I'm sorry, Mom. We're really struggling ourselves. Oh. So I'm guessing I sent this to my daughter asking for help regarding my debt. And she said no. 40 Bran. That's the medication. Take advantage of our new offer and pay as little as zero. Where is that? For 3 bottles of 40 pram when you fill before January 30th. Dear Holiday, still suffering from chronic joint and muscle pain? Oh, that's the one she was taking before. Yeah, I remember. Take action, or maybe I don't. Please correct me if I don't. Take action and talk to your doctor about getting a prescription for 40 pram. But hurry, this offer expires soon. Simply show the code below to your pharmacist to redeem this offer. No savings card needed. Maximum savings limit applies. Patient out-of-pocket expense may vary. Patients whose prescriptions will be paid for in part or in whole by Medicare, Medicaid, or any similar federal or state healthcare program are not eligible for savings or rebates according to federal and state law. The actual savings on your out-of-pocket cost for 40 pran will vary according to refill quantity and personal healthcare insurance coverage. Please review the promotions guidelines on our website to learn more. Late rent. As we discussed in person earlier today, your rent for the month of January was late, marking the 3rd time your rent has been late since last June. Note that a Seattle tenant who habitually fails to pay rent, receiving 4 or more pay or vacate notices within a 12-month period, is subject to eviction. I have also delivered a hard copy of this notice to your door, Bobby. So that was Christmas. Literally on Christmas, she got an eviction notice. On Christmas. And then on January 3rd, Dear Holiday, as one of our most valued customers, we would like to give you the opportunity to participate in a pilot of a new feature that has the potential to significantly enhance the level of counseling you receive from Eliza. This is the same thing that Maya got. And she just said yes. Man, is Evelyn rich? Can we give Holiday some money? Like, she is a sweet old lady, obviously in poverty. And let's read her text messages. Okay, Willa, I think it's her daughter. Let's read Paul first. Hello from Seattle. Who's this? It's me, Holiday. Oh, how are you? I'm out of money. Probably going to get kicked out soon and nowhere to go. You wouldn't have it in your heart to help out an old friend, would you? And Paul hasn't responded. And Willa, I'm here. Are you? I don't see you. I'm by the statue. Which statue? Looks like a lady. There are a lot of statues that look like a lady. It's a cemetery. Wait, I see you. It is Willa, right? Willa, yes, her daughter. Well, we spoke with Willa on December 16th, and then she met with her on January 4th at the cemetery. Okay, this depresses me a little, but let's see. Overall, Holiday struggling. I mean, listen, she may be struggling, but she got a free drink at the casino. But yes, agree. Holiday is attempting to get out of debt. Yes. Holiday's efforts to get out of debt are unsuccessful. Very much so. Submit. Oh, yeah, my reaction exactly.
Hey, Ray, the transparency mode I just did, I think one of our clients is in a really bad situation right now.
Oh? Yeah, sometimes that happens. People come in and their lives are in a really unfortunate place. It can be hard to see sometimes.
I wish there was something we could do. This person's getting ground down for no reason, just for being in the way.
I'm sorry, Evelyn. There's not much we can do. All of what you learn in transparency mode has to stay confidential. The only exception is suspected child abuse and neglect, which you're required to report if you're a social worker. But proxies aren't really social workers, per se. Eliza is really the one with the agency here, so, well, it's complicated.
I'm really confused. So proxies aren't mandatory reporters? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Probably something for a future court to decide.
Oh, future court. Good.
Either way, we can't try to fix people's lives on our own, no matter how much our heart goes out to them. I think there's an email somewhere with a summary of our policy on that if you want. It's come up before.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. It's just hitting me hard right now.
Yeah.
I understand. It takes strength to focus on the role and not get distracted by what you see. Think of it like, say, someone hired you to install something in their home, and you walk in on a tense family situation. Even if there isn't actual violence you're seeing, it's clear things are kind of off somehow. It's unfortunate, but there's not much you can do in that situation. You kind of just have to focus on your work and leave. If it's not at the level where you need to make a call to emergency services right then and there, then it's just an unhappy home. And most people would argue it's not your business. Sorry, I know that's not the answer you want to hear.
I know it happens that a lot of people live in conditions where... I'm just sad. This woman, the way she did 2 whole sessions with me, with Eliza, but didn't say anything about her real problems. Ray, what am I doing? I wanted to make something that would help people. Instead, I made something useless.
You don't think she got some companionship out of Eliza?
She paid for it with money she doesn't have.
Sometimes that's really a help, especially for someone who might be feeling lonely.
Yeah, but I could have just talked to her. I could have just spoken to her myself. Why would that be any different?
And for free? Everything is so overwhelming. Why? Why am I here in this world?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here, or even what I'm trying to decide. Is there a decision? The world is going to be full of grief and sorrow no matter what I do, no matter how hard I try to make it a better place.
Evelyn, did you think about what I suggested the other day?
What, trying Eliza for myself?
Yeah. I'm not saying it'll magically fix things. I just think you might want to give it a try.
Maybe I will. I don't know why I never did. Even when I was working on it, I never used it. It might have been too obvious to me what it was doing. Eliza is really simple at its core, you know? It just turns things around. It tries to reflect what the person says back at them, pretty much like the old Eliza. It's just a smoother version of an idea from half a century ago. Anything you've read that makes it sound fancier than that is just a bunch of academic jargon. It's a mirror.
The thing I like about a mirror is that it has no agenda of its own. It just reflects.
Ray gets a distant look in her eye.
Unmisted by love or dislike.
She turns back to me, a small but kind smile on her face.
Promise me you'll get help somehow, in some way. Okay, Evelyn?
Sorry, I should answer this.
Rainer, oh, him again. What do you think of transparency mode? I was given access to it rather fast. Sometimes the system makes interesting decisions. Perhaps it knows to trust you implicitly. Have you noticed how powerful it is? Eliza is now capable of rapidly analyzing the contents of a single device and accurately inferring the overall life situation of its owner. It will only improve from there as we add more sources, more patterns to tease out the connections between them all. It turns out anything is possible with enough data. God, I hate this guy! And he gave me that, just like I said, he gave me access on purpose. He is now pretending, system makes interesting decisions. No, how do you know that I got transparency mode? Aren't you the CEO of the entire bloody company? Anyway, is that why you hoard it all? Let me amend my previous statement. Anything is possible with enough high-quality data. There's an unlimited... He's typing fast! And there's an unlimited quantity of uninteresting information, but a small amount of certain specific data can be of almost incalculable value. Telling one from the other is the difficult part, don't you think? There's one more thing I'd like you to see. After that, I'll meet with you in person again. Oh, so that's an order, not a question, right? Can we set a date? I'm busy. I have a schedule. There's things I need to do. Jesus. Okay.
Let me guess. Messaging with Rainer again?
Are you jealous? You can message with him. He's bloody slimy. Evelyn, show her the text so she can see. Jesus.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt our conversation. I always feel like I have to answer him right away.
I disagree, Evelyn. If you had given me a choice, I would have left him on red.
I would too. Are you kidding? I totally understand.
I guess I'm going to be headed downtown to meet with him again.
Summoned from on high. I have something to ask, Evelyn, and it's okay if you say no, but
Oh, should I ask him what his favorite cookie is? Don't worry, I remember.
whatever you end up getting involved in, I hope you'll stay in touch with me. You're a really cool person, and well, that's all. I hope you find the future you want.
Oof, this is some. Yeah, I'm going to be deep as shit. We don't find
futures, Ray.
We create them. Ray nods but doesn't say anything. Ray is internally thinking she's retracting her statement, hoping I never contact her again. I noticed her eyes are starting to become watery. She turns away abruptly, heading back towards her office. I hope I didn't upset her somehow. Oh, I did. Oh, shit, I did. I very much did. More emails. Thorin. He literally forwarded the email from an article saying that he got his funding to me and titled it, "It Begins." Eliza's creator raises cash from top VCs for hot new direct stimulation startup. I mean, that sounds dirty. The man behind Skanda's popular virtual counseling app Eliza is up to something new, and top venture capital firms are listening. Aponia is the new Seattle startup, helmed by Dr. Soren Lloyd Rose, the chief psychologist and project lead for Eliza at Skanda. It has raised $26.2 million from investors including Wellspring Ventures, Song and Lagerholm, and Zamian Capital. Lagerholm. I'm studying German on Duolingo, so I'm thinking I should know this, but never mind. Bay Area-based Wellspring invested in Aponia via its Continuum Fund, which supports startups developing technology to support and improve mental wellness. This sentence doesn't make any sense. What? Ah, I see. They invested in Aponia via their fund, which supports startups. I get it now. We find Soren's unique brain-first approach to mental health extremely compelling. Walter Rokic, partner at Wellspring, told Venture Post, "He's already redefined what it means to seek support for mental wellness once. We think he'll do it again." Aponia isn't revealing details about its technology yet, but Lloyd Rose himself has said he would be revealing more details quote-unquote soon when he announced the venture at OneMind 2.0 last month. The technology is real and working in prototype form already, he said. He's just bragging. Oh, it's January 16th. Good to know. Sarah Kurchatova. Oh, it's the assistant. Meeting with Rainer. Evelyn, Rainer would like to speak with you again. I have scheduled a meeting for 4:35 p.m. today. As before, our car will come pick you up. Regards, Sarah. It's never too late to be what you might have been. Oh my God. Jesus. And we just let him do that. Oh, I can click around. Let's not forget. Maybe future Eliza counseling centers could point struggling people to community resources, local rent assistance programs, things like that. There has to be something we can do. Oh, I mean, yeah. Like, let's go back to that conversation with Ray. Ray was really into Eliza, implementing some things for LGBT people, right? Considering she's bisexual, to help people come to terms with their identities. And she was like, yeah, we can add that. But let's talk about, rent and stuff. And all of a sudden she's like, I don't know. We shouldn't get involved. None of our business. Well, decide what's our business. I wish I'd known more about her situation beforehand. Not that I could have changed anything. Something to see before I go to headquarters again. I wonder what Raynor was talking about. Well, let's find out. Come on, let's go. Looks like I have one more transparency mode to do today. All right. I'll get that out of the way before I meet with Raynor again. Is it Maya again? Did she go off the rails? Soren? What? Soren? This is weird as what? Can we stalk him? I wonder why he has the proxy app. I don't think I need to look at this. I definitely don't want to see what might be in his photos. This is probably just a bunch of ratings and tasting notes. Is that a fashion label? Soren. Okay. Am I going to read an email with myself? My own text messages? That's going to be weird. Don Geisler, concerns from Wellspring. Okay, so we just got an email that Wellspring funded him. Now let's see. Soren, the problem here is not that we think it impairs you. You've clearly demonstrated to us that whatever your process is, it's working and generating great results. What we're concerned with is optics, really. How it would look to those on the outside if it were to become known that there is a drinking culture or something similar at Aponia. You know as well as we do how rumors and hearsay can spread out of control and ignite a firestorm on social media, which is something we are keen to avoid. I hear you about responsible use of alcohol and also about how most antidepressants don't even come close in terms of their immediate action. Believe me, I've been there myself. What Walter and I are saying is simply to be careful, to not be so cavalier about this kind of thing, not only in the public sphere, but in front of your new hires as well, Dawn. So he's getting drunk in front of new hires and journalists. All right. Anya. Soren, we can do this one of two ways. We can either work together as you suggest and stay professional colleagues forever, if you think you can really do that. I have my doubts. Or we can simply go our separate ways. There are plenty of places for us to carve out a space of our own in this industry without us running into each other much, despite what you like to say about destiny and threads of fate. I'm laying this out to you as a clear binary choice so you can make a concrete decision about it. AM. Okay, so he's getting dumped. No, Dad, just no. You're supposed to be the genius who developed all these great applications for mental health. Have you ever considered you might need a therapist yourself? Oh, got burnt by her own son. Heather, doctor, what can we do about this? I understand you had some concerns around the way your interview went on MSNBC last week. Reviewing the footage, I believe there are a few successful tactics we can deploy to mitigate the potential negatives and ensure you receive only the kind of attention you're interested in getting going forward. I'm hoping you might be able to take some time out of your, no doubt, very busy schedule to sit down with us and solidify a strategic communication plan for you and Aponia, including key messages, reputation building activities, and executive media training. With a strong plan in place, there is far less chance of being ambushed by the media. The end goal will be for you to be able to trust us to manage your media profile and appearances so that you can concentrate on the hard work involved in being the brilliant, celebrated scientist and entrepreneur that you are. Hoping to hear back from you soon. So he obviously severely embarrassed himself. Maybe he was drunk on the interview or something? Jonathan, is a partner required? Hi, Dark Horse. Dark Horse? Most people come to this seminar with a partner in order to practice and learn with their model, and I think that is definitely the most valuable way to attend. There have been people on their own who have sat in on the session and found it worthwhile, but there is a big difference between watching the ties being done and practicing them on a real person. Another arrangement to consider is a 3-person group where 2 riggers take turns practicing on a model if you're able to arrange that. To answer your second question, yes, you must bring your own rope. Okay, so this is a BDSM thing. So he's into roping. He asked Jonathan if a partner is required to attend a class about, bondage and rope. And Jonathan basically said yes. As we know, he's a BDSM inclined alcoholic, and now apparently it's hurting his brand. Now let's read his chat. Nora, there's no us? That's strange. Nora, this is weird. Your show was great, just wanted to say. Hi, Soren, thanks. Had a wild night. Not the wildest night I've ever had, but up there. Definitely feeling pain in muscles I didn't know I had. Yeah, we're getting older. Oh, that's not fair at all. I'm far older than you. Besides, you looked fantastic. Your beauty has only grown since the days we worked together. Sorry if that's appropriate. Soren. Frailer than I used to be, but the fire's never gone out. Still need to get out and do something I don't know that word. Bacchanalian from time to time. Wait, let me Google that real quick. Characterized by or given to drunken revelry. An example given by Google is Bacchanalian orgy. So, yeah. still need to get out and do something bacchanalian from time to time. I learned something today. Yeah, I was a little surprised to see you there. I convinced Evelyn to come too, you know. Don't think she'd have gone otherwise. Aw, thanks. You bastard! You bastard! Of course I would have gone. Of course I would have gone. I was excited for a little snaffle for weeks. Aw, thanks. You're welcome. I know you fancy her, don't you? Sure I do. Everyone likes Evelyn. You prick! Oh my god, I can't believe he tried to sell Nora the idea that I wouldn't have come if he hadn't asked me to. He tried to take me to a bondage club. Nikki, I miss you. I know you don't miss me. Oh, that's not true. I know not to trust words like that. Then why say anything? Because it's true, I miss you. I want to see you again. Well, you know how to find me. Yeah, I know. I'll schedule something again soon. I can't believe I do this. Sometimes I hate myself so much. Sarah. He's only texting women. Sarah. Hey, what you up to? I've always really admired you. I never told you that before, but it's true. You work with Rainer. Oh, that's Rainer's assistant. You work with Rainer and put up with him every day. That takes a lot of work, I know. Your talents are wasted in that job. You deserve so much more. Soren, are you drunk? Haha, maybe. I'm not lying, though. Don't you want more in life than to be someone's secretary? You're intelligent. Rainer is not exactly an easy boss to work with. I'm sure you know that. I sure do. Let me take you out sometime. We can trade stories, war stories. From the battlefield, from the trenches. I know I have a reputation, but that's with people I don't respect. I respect you. It's different. Ask me again when you're sober. Okay, I will. See, he never did, which either tells me that he changed his mind or that he just never got sober since January 12th. Andrea, you around? You're ignoring me? Look, sorry, I'm sorry, okay? I've been under a lot of stress. These business fucks are driving me crazy. Should have realized they just grind you down. Who's Andrea? I bet I should know, but I don't remember. There's no Andrea here. Okay, anyway, overall, Soren is unhappy. Absolutely. Soren is attempting. What if I, lie to Eliza, right? Should I do that? Well, generally, Soren isn't happy, yes. He's attempting to connect with others, yes, desperately. Soren's attempts to connect with others are unsuccessful, yes. I wish I could, lie, especially since it's Soren, right? It would mess things up, right? But I don't know. I'm gonna answer honestly. This isn't a coincidence, it can't be. Definitely it isn't. I'm certain. At the Skanda headquarters building, Rainer's assistant leads me into a different elevator than last time. It's located at the end of a long corridor protected by multiple keycard swipes. Inside, the elevator smoothly ramps up speed as we stand silently. I kind of wish I could talk to this lady Sarah, if I remember right. But I'm not sure what I would say. I mean, you should talk about Soren, honestly. She's not looking at me. She's looking off into the distance somehow, even though it's an elevator and the wall is right there. Elevator rides really are awkward, aren't they? I have the sense that if I tried to say something friendly, I'd be met with stony silence. Or if I asked a sincere question, she would deflect it.
Ah, Evelyn.
Is this your office? Do you have to go to a long corridor, swipe your card 28 times, and then ride a dark elevator to get to your office? You have ladders in your office. If you fall off the ladders, who's gonna help you? How do you get to your office?
Would you like some tea?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Why did you show me Soren's phone?
I knew it was him.
It's not a surprise anymore these days, is it? A man who enjoys society's respect behaves poorly in his private life? We accept that as common today, maybe even uninteresting. But would you really be okay working with someone like him?
Well, would I be okay working with someone like you? We're talking here about privacy, right? And you specifically did that to show me that he's drunk and into BDSM. I've known that. I didn't know you were so damn slimy to show me that, right? To try and undermine him. God, I hate this guy. That was a huge violation of his privacy.
That was a huge violation of his privacy. You really don't care about others.
Privacy.
Privacy. I'm Rainer. I don't care about privacy, but I need to swipe a card 28 times before I get into my office.
Everyone's worried about privacy. Skanda wouldn't be where it is today if our customers didn't trust us to protect their data. We employ most, if not all, of the top experts in cybersecurity. It's built into all of our products right from the beginning. Unlike our competitors, we do more to protect our data than anyone else.
That's not the case I'm worried about right now. I mean, misuse from the inside. For example, if someone wanted to keep tabs on a former employee who was starting a potential competitor.
Oh, but what if it was perfectly legal, due to multiple agreements that the good Dr. Lloyd Rose signed with us when he came here?
Legality isn't morality.
Are you done questioning me like a tech journalist?
Do you watch my therapy sessions too? Do you read my email? My texts?
How bored are you, Rainer?
No, I haven't done any of those things. How's your research into Eliza proxy use cases going? Any new insights to share?
I'm not sure it's helping people.
I'm not sure it's really helping people.
Our metrics indicate otherwise. Of course, it's only human to concentrate on a small number of corner cases. I heard Soren gave you a demo of his direct stimulation machine.
Is everyone gossiping around here? Who told you that?
How's he doing now? All on his own.
I mean, you tell me.
You tell me.
God, I hate
Very
this guy.
funny, Evelyn. Let me ask you this. Do you find his vision compelling?
I don't find your vision compelling. I don't find any of your visions compelling. All I want to do is bake cookies and do music.
A world free of suffering.
I'm skeptical.
I'm skeptical.
By focusing on dreams, Soren is trying to defend his territory. The Western psychological tradition, chiefly Jung and his inheritors.
Ugh. I mean, sure, Western psychological tradition. And why bring up Jung, right? He was directly, a protege of Freud, and we have discredited Freud so many years ago, right? I mean, sure, historically he has great value, but there's so much advancement in Western and Eastern psychology. So why focus on Jung?
You don't think the field has anything to offer?
Not much, no. It's mostly unsubstantiated theories.
Well, yeah, if you focus on psychoanalysis, sure.
Let's be honest. What has this field actually accomplished? Soren used to try to argue with me about this. He would claim that traditional psychoanalysis has helped thousands or tens of thousands, even millions. I would never dispute that directly. Instead, I would only add that professional psychics and astrologers have helped millions too. Tarot cards help people all over the world every single day. That doesn't mean it's a science.
One of my clinical psychology professors, and I'm saying too much about myself right now, said that, in order for you to go through your psychoanalytical therapy, it takes so long for you to just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk that basically it would have the same effect of you talking to your cat. And that basically psychoanalysts are just proxies, which I find really hilarious, especially in this context. How scientific is it? I mean, actually, fun fact, yes, the latest research shows that there is some neurological changes in the brains of people who went through psychoanalytic therapy, and it's a long-ass therapy, right? So I'm guessing there is, but it hasn't been experimentally proven, which kind of brings those findings into question. But hey. Psychology is more rigorous than you're making it out to be here. Yes, that's absolutely true. Psychoanalytic theory is not the only part of psychology.
Psychology is more rigorous than you're making it out to be here.
Yes, that's exactly what he'd say. Not only did he believe psychotherapy was worthwhile, he also thought the mind was fundamentally irreducible after a certain point. As if there was some undefinable, ineffable soul inside every person. It's all part of his silly, syncretic New Age belief system. Amazing he's held on to that for so long. I keep an open mind, but saying that something can't be represented with numbers requires a high burden of proof.
That's why we operationalize constructs, right? So we can represent them with numbers. We try to measure it.
After all, numbers have been used to represent so very many things.
Yes, and they can represent psychological constructs too, right?
Consider the example we spoke about before. A poem. Could you evaluate a poem using numbers?
I guess.
The answer is, of course, yes. Poems are either good, mediocre, or bad. It's entirely possible to create a heuristic that reflects the difference. By aggregating a large enough sample size, we remove localized biases. It would work the same way Eliza does.
Algorithm to evaluate
You're
poems.
talking
Come
about
on.
an algorithm to evaluate poems.
Yes, I am. Algorithms can evaluate poems, and eventually, algorithms will write poems.
If an algorithm writes a poem and then another algorithm rates it favorably, is it biased?
One day, algorithms will write better poems than humans ever have. I know this sounds like a controversial opinion, Evelyn, but it's simply the truth.
What would be the point of that? Like, for real, what's the point of poems being written by algorithms? Like, I'm not even really sure I would honestly answer all of those three things, right? Doesn't that bother him? Obviously, it doesn't bother him. He's all for it. Sounds like our days are numbered. Like, yeah, what's the point of creating art if an algorithm can make better art than we do? What's art then, right? Is it just like, oh, are we competitive with an algorithm? Or what would be the point of that? And honestly, like, what's the point of that? I mean, other than, the gimmick.
What would be the point of that?
It doesn't matter. There's no stopping it. If we don't take this step, others will. There are hundreds of labs working on the same or similar ideas.
Hundreds of labs trying to make AI write haikus. Oh, great.
Everyone wants to be in this business, the business of recreating human thought in our own image. And at the end of the day, it's not about money. It's about power, control.
Raynor, do you ever get tired of this?
For real?
The constant drive to compete, to win.
No, I don't. This is what I do.
You never dream of just retiring somewhere and writing poetry.
I mean, why would he when eventually an algorithm is gonna make it better than him?
Oh, there's no need for me to write poems. All beauty in this world is temporary, fleeting. That's the truth that underlies poetry and every other art. The pleasures of the senses are just small bubbles on top of a vast sea of forms, sensations, perceptions, thought, awareness.
The pleasures of the senses are just small bubbles on top of a vast sea of forms, sensations, perceptions, thought, awareness. Jesus Christ. Pleasures of the senses are small bubbles on top of a vast sea of forms. Please retire and write poems.
I'm telling you this because it's directly relevant to the Eliza project. Soren says he can induce you to dream things, dream anything. And maybe he can. But what comes next after that?
One time I dreamt I was stuck inside the large intestine of a duck. Anyway.
What comes after having the power to experience the dream of anything you could possibly want?
There's this YouTube video that was floating around, and I think it was everyone's recommended. It's I will not pronounce the author. Nuages, Dreams. I'm probably going to link it. And it's the exact same thing. And it goes something like, what if you could dream anything you want to dream? And then eventually, I think everyone has seen it. It's such a cliche. And then after dreaming everything you've ever dreamt, you would be just where you are today. That's the whole point of it. And I mean, it's a good and inspiring video, but this is exactly like he's telling me the shit he saw on YouTube. You got that video on your recommended just like everyone else did.
You're still just as trapped as you've always been, imprisoned by your own desires. Even if someone like Soren managed to create a world for himself, his own weaknesses and negative thoughts would ruin it. He would poison his own fantasy. His utopia would crumble as soon as he finished building it.
Why can he see flaws in Soren's plan, but he cannot see flaws in his own?
Raynor, what are you trying to tell me?
What I'm trying to tell you is that what Soren is doing is not the answer.
Oh, an algorithm for haikus is?
A dream by itself isn't enough. Take a close look at the person who chases an end to suffering, and you'll see someone who suffers greatly.
Then why don't you build it yourself?
What is your dream, Evelyn? What is it that you're working toward?
Just tell me what you want from me.
I've been very clear about it, haven't I?
Are you lost, baby girl?
I'm offering you the opportunity to re-enter the field you pioneered at its very pinnacle. I can build you an entirely new research lab, equipped and staffed however you want. You would have access to the world's top engineers and researchers as we continue to develop Eliza's core technologies and generalize them. You'd also be working with the world's most interesting data set, the input provided by the thousands of ordinary people who speak to Eliza every day. Soon, this generalized intelligence will be everywhere human beings are, hearing them, guiding them, living among them.
Yeah, he and Soren have a lot more in common. I still say he should have just financed Soren as a sister company.
You and Soren have more in common than you'd want to admit.
You think we're both grandiose? Soren's idea isn't grandiose at all. It's small and unimaginative. Think about the vision here. General artificial intelligence, indistinguishable from human intelligence at first, and then surpassing it exponentially.
We're doomed if that happens. First of all, I just want to give props to the voice actor of Rainer and the art style in general. Like, I have praised the art style of this game prior to this as well, but the writing, the voice acting, and the art to make me hate this drawing, right, of this person, this slimy drawing. I have such visceral feelings towards how slimy I find this drawing of a guy. Like, top notch, great artistry. I love it.
It's nothing short of the creation of a new type of organism, a new type of life.
I'm playing God here. Oh God.
And you, Eliza, could be at the very center of it.
Eliza? Did you just call me Eliza?
Eliza.
I mean, Evelyn.
That was an interesting slip of the tongue.
What would Freud say?
Stop it. The Eliza project occupies much of my mind.
It clearly does.
Plus, the names are similar.
I'm starting to wonder why.
Evelyn, listen to me. This is the chance to lead a project that will change the world. It would be a development on the same order as the harnessing of electricity or the semiconductor. It would fundamentally transform society.
For the better?
For the better.
What? Do you like the way things are now? Lie back and let the sweep of history bury you if you want, Evelyn. Just know you'll never have a chance like this again.
A chance to change the world. Rainer's words echo in my head for a long time. Is that what I want to do? None of my choices are good. Like, I, as a player, right? And I think Evelyn too, and that's the beauty of the writing of this game. I think all of it has bad connotations behind it. It's evil masked in good things, right? But let's click around. Same route, different reason. Feels strange. Oh, they picked me up by car, but they couldn't bring me back. Oh, thank you, Rainer. She's swiping and tapping with a specific rhythm. Must be playing some kind of game. She looks tired. I'm tired too. It's been a busy, difficult few weeks. I hope I come out of this with a way forward. Girl. Okay, let's see my email. Eliza Counseling Center's appointment reminder. This is an automated reminder that Evelyn Ishino Aubrey has an appointment today at Eliza Counseling Center, Queen Anne, at 11 a.m. Proxy first available. I have an appointment. I keep saying I. So Evelyn has an appointment today at Eliza. Okay, great. Let's see what Eliza has to say. January 20th. So it's been like 5 days. Did Ray set this up for me? Safety reminder. All. Yesterday there was a minor incident at the Bellevue office. During an Eliza session, a client became agitated and began to shout angrily and verbally berate the proxy. The session was halted, security was called, and the man was escorted from the facility, luckily without further incident. I want to give special kudos to Ray Bukhari, manager of the Bellevue office, whose fast action and people handling skills helped to resolve the situation quickly and quietly. Now is a good time to remind everyone that as a service provider for mental wellness, we're under constant scrutiny from watchdog organizations and the media. It's not exactly fair, but one single mistake is enough to generate an entire negative press cycle around our company. That is why it's of the utmost importance we deal with every single one of these situations with the professionalism demonstrated by Ray and her team yesterday. We're currently working on rolling out a series of training materials that will better prepare proxies to deal with clients such as these. Oh, this doesn't exist? Oh, great. In the meantime, if you're ever in doubt about your own safety during a counseling session, contact your manager immediately. Regards, Edwin Park. Let's go. Let's get our session. I can't believe I'm going to do this. Let's do this. Important notice. Eliza is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you believe you're experiencing serious mental health issues, seek care from a licensed medical health provider. Protecting the privacy and security of your information is a priority for everyone in Skanda. You have agreed to the Skanda Wellness Terms and Conditions, which governs how we use and share your data. Please confirm your personal information. Okay. Skanda Wellness account not found. Really? A linked Skanda Wellness account was not found. You can link your Skanda Wellness account later at the Skanda support portal. Okay. In order for us to get started, please help Eliza understand how you've been feeling over the last week with this brief 7-question survey. I've been feeling down, depressed, or hopeless. Yes. I've been feeling tired or having little energy. I think Evelyn has. Yes. I've been experiencing trouble concentrating on things. I don't think she has. I've been feeling nervous, anxious, or on edge. I would say so. I mean, a lot of things is hanging on her choice. So I would presume she's been nervous. I've been having trouble relaxing. Has she? Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think so. Yeah. I mean, we have had some fun times with friends, but I think in general she has had trouble with relaxing. I've been easily annoyed or irritable. Well, honestly, I've been role-playing her as easily annoyed or irritable. Easily annoyed, no. Very sarcastic, yes, but easily annoyed, no. I've been afraid as if something terrible might happen at any moment. You know what? I'm going to answer yes. Okay, the way I've been playing this game so far, right, is I have been very much, and I think people who know me will recognize this. I think it's very obvious that I influence my own thoughts and opinions on the world, and I have projected them onto Evelyn. And I honestly think that based on what we've seen, something terrible might happen at any moment. I mean, not at any moment, but something terrible is happening as we speak. So I would say yes to this. Thank you for registering with the Eliza, your counseling partner. We hope you enjoy your Eliza experience. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's the same room I used. So this is what it looks like on the other side. I guess I just sit here and wait for my proxy to show up. I feel like I've been waiting a while. I hope the appointment actually got made. Here she comes. I think I've seen her around here before, but I don't know her name. I wonder if she recognizes me too.
Hello, Evelyn. Hello. Did you find the place okay? Yes, I work here. Of course. It's been a windy morning, hasn't it?
The weather! The weather! Here we are, Eliza giving us the weather. What we've been missing for an episode and a half.
Yeah, I kind of like it when it's like that, honestly. The wind makes it feel like things are changing. Or about to change. Mm-hmm.
Did Eliza tell her to say mm-hmm?
So, what brings you here today? Well, I've been a proxy here for a while now. And, well, I guess I don't know what I expected. There's just so much suffering and pain in the world. There's the suffering we know about, the kind we see on the news, and then there's the suffering people undergo every day that's hidden. I never knew how much until I started doing this, seeing it all like this. And there's so little we can do for them. I feel like maybe I was really, really wrong. Like I made a huge mistake. I wanted to create something that would help people, but when I first designed the core of this system, I wanted everyone to have someone to talk to. Someone who would listen to them. I thought, sometimes that's all you need. Someone to listen. But now I'm worried what I've done hasn't helped at all. Maybe I've made everything worse. Clients are asking Eliza to solve things that are out of its ability to solve. It's aggregating sensitive personal data, and the company that owns it wants to take it in strange directions. It's been 3 years since I left. I thought I was well enough now to come back into the world. But maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe I made a bad choice trying to get involved again.
Why do you think you tried to get involved again?
I guess I needed to see it. I needed to see it operating, to see if it works, to see how it affects people. How it affects the people who come here for counseling and the people who act as proxies. Even though the proxy thing, that wasn't my idea. It was Soren's. I thought talking to a computer-generated avatar would be enough, but he insisted on it.
A job creator.
He said clients would only really open up if there was another real human being in the room. Someone to pretend to interact with. I think he was right, but have we really solved anything? Now instead of 2 people in a room talking, we have 1 person and 1 proxy. It feels like less than it could be. What am I supposed to say to someone who feels such pain, anger, and disappointment?
Aww.
A lot of
Darren.
the time, it's not even their fault. The world failed them somehow. And those emotions, they just get fed to this thing. They get ground up and turned into data and become a part of Eliza.
I really hope we'd see him again. I hope he got better.
If I had known things would turn out like this, I'm not sure I would have done it.
It sounds like you're regretting a choice you made in the past.
I feel like maybe I spent 10 years going in the wrong direction. I feel like all I've contributed in my life is a chess piece for Raynor to use in this grand game he's playing for the world. Maybe someone else could feel proud and say, I made that chess piece. But it doesn't matter, does it? Nobody cares about the individual pieces. Chess pieces are sacrificed in the name of enacting a strategy. If you want to win, you have to sacrifice. That's the design. Sorry, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Evelyn, imagine that you could have something that you wanted. What would you want?
What would I want? Like, what would I want in life? What I want in life is...
Wow, that's a lot of choices. Okay. I don't know. To escape all this, to be loved, to be valued, success, power, control, to understand what's really going on, to enjoy what I can, to be at peace with myself, to be seen and heard, to excel at something, a family, just a normal human life, to survive nothing. I'm going to say what she would want in life is to understand what's really going on. Because I think that the real choice here, right? The real answer isn't presented to me. And like what I would like to answer is, to do good with the world, right? To finish what she started. Evelyn started on a project and she did it to create this thing that would help people, right? And I think now the thing that she created got out of control, but she struggles with bringing it back to its original purpose. So I think understanding what's going on is what she would be like, escaping all of this, being loved, being valued, success, power, control, like all of this you can get, right? Be at peace with herself, seen and heard, excel, a family, a normal life, surviving. But I think she would like to understand what's really going on. And I think that would make her that will help her make, an informed choice on what needs to be done.
To understand what's really going on. Is that wrong? Or maybe I just wish I could feel connected to someone. Even when I talk to people, I feel like I just don't connect, no matter what I do. I think maybe that's the real problem. I can't have a connection to anyone.
Why do you think you can't have a connection with anyone?
Because it's the way I am. It's the way I've always been. I can't seem to get people to see me, or I can't let them see me, or people look at me and they see something there, but it's not me. Not that I would know what the real me was. I don't even know who I am or where I come from. My parents were never together. My father moved back to Japan right after I was born. I have no memory of him, no knowledge of him. I've never spoken to him. I don't know if he remembers I exist, or if he forgot, or if he wants to forget. He has his own family there now, so I'm just a thing that happened once. I was alone a lot, and I got used to being alone, and I got used to the idea of being alone, and now I can't break away. I've been trying. I speak with people, I hang out. I don't know if it's working.
Is there someone with whom you feel like your communication could work?
Someone I can communicate with. Well...
Oh yeah, Rainer. We have perfect communication. Rainer and I, mwah, chef's kiss. Erland, we just met. Soren, drunk and miserable. Ray, who we've recently upset and she doesn't understand. And there's Nora. We've had very, very fruitful conversations with Nora.
There's Nora. She's really talented and works really hard. She has so much to bring to the world, so much beauty and joy.
Could you imagine if I said Rainer? Oh God.
I see what she does and I want to cheer her on as she makes incredible new things. I hope she knows how amazing she is.
Interesting. Evelyn, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Virtual Amphitheater.
Shit, I really wanted the lakeside fishing. Can we switch it up, Proxy? Come on, give me the fishing.
It may help you feel more confident about presenting yourself in public. You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. Try it for about 20 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week.
Sure.
We hope to see you back soon, Evelyn. Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Rate your experience with Eliza today. I'm going to give her a 4 because she sounded condescending. I'm gonna give her a $5 tip. Okay, there we go. She was nice. I mean, $10. No one ever gave me $10. She gets $10. I don't know how I feel. I can't tell if I feel better or worse or anything. I just want to lie down forever. Erland, come on, spam me. Come on, Erland, I'm ready. I'm gonna wait a bit. Give him some time. Oh, that was quick. Something occurred to me. Eliza is a little bit of computer code attached to a corpus made from the thousands of unhappy people who poured their miseries into it. It makes her kind of god or spirit, doesn't it? Modern machine god that the people pray to alleviate their pain. Are you okay? Maybe he's high. Haha, sorry. I like having someone I can talk to about these thoughts. I thought Skanda would be filled with interesting people, but most of them are pretty boring. Maybe Rainer wouldn't mind talking about that kind of thing. No, come on. He likes big thoughts about the past and future of humanity. I want to talk to Erland about this. Erland's nice. Come on. Yeah, but he's my boss. I need to be professional around him. When I hang out with people my age, it's just money, money, ambition. Get the best job, best house, best partner. We all started racing into normal adult life as soon as we could. Well, you're doing well by that measure. In charge of a program as strategically important as Eliza at your age. Maybe so. I took this job for the opportunity. But I don't know, I feel like it can't be the only thing. There's something more to life, isn't there? I'm the wrong person to answer that. Even if I weren't, it's not the kind of question I could answer for you. Haha. Yeah, I understand. Maybe you could talk to someone about this, someone qualified. I just did an actual Eliza session for the first time. Yeah, did it help? I'm still deciding. Yeah, I should probably be dog fooding all of our apps, Eliza and the rest of them too. You what? Dog fooding? I don't know that term. Eat your own dog food. You never heard that one? It means use your own products. Now that I think about it, it's a weird phrase, huh? Okay, I get it. Yeah, it makes me wonder. I might have to try something. What? What do you mean? An experiment. An experiment. Not something bad, is it? I hope you learn something, whatever it is you plan to do. Oh, Evelyn's planning an experiment. Chapter 6. Okay, all right. So here we are. We're talking about Damien. Okay, so here we are. We're back at Skanda. We're in the server farm. It's chapter 6. We've been recording for quite a while, so I'm going to stop there. I'm thinking the plot is now thick. So I'm going to end the episode here. We had quite an interesting day. We had some moral dilemmas. We spoke with that slime ball, Rainer. We got insight into Soren's messages. We had an Eliza session, all of our own. We made Ray cry, which is kind of sad. And now we're conducting an experiment. So I'm thinking Evelyn here is going to do something daring, and we're going to see what in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, give it a subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me my audio sucks, and I will see you in episode 7 or chapter 6 of Eliza. I send my greetings into the void. I hope you take care, and I hope you wear a mask. Bye!